Okay, welcome to Black Edge Data's review of how to get Lynda.com free if you live in the Jackson County, Missouri greater metro area. The website is right here, mymcpl.org. Mid-Continent Public Library, like many national libraries, is making a heavy transition towards digital records. They're just cheaper to maintain, and it's going to be the way of the future. So if you don't like reading on digital, I apologize. If you don't like watching videos, if you like having a hard book in your hands like I do, hard copies, it's becoming less and less money in the budget's available for that. But here we go today. So here's how we get access to lynda.com for the library. So first of all, basically, if you don't have a library card, you can go to the catalog and you go apply for a library card online. It's pretty straightforward. It's fairly simple. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. And by the time you're done, they will give you your library card online if you meet all the criteria. It is important to note that you must live in the Clay, Jackson County areas, Platte County areas, or you have to own property. There's a little criteria there, and basically it's mostly for Jackson County and the surrounding county areas. So once you get that, you can go back to the main web page, and you go to Online Tools, and you click Research Databases. Once you go to Research Databases, you can go down here and you select Business. Okay, there's a couple ways to get to it, and it's kind of I really wouldn't use this search bar very much, not unless you had to, because it's kind of confusing the way they have it set up, and it's a little bit circular in its search results, so you can wind up finding the same thing in different results, and it's kind of confusing. But as they do say here, the library has over 200 databases which are available, and quite a few of these are really good. So once you click Business, then take you here to a list of businesses. There's quite a few good ones in this section. We're just going to look at lynda.com today. Lynda.com is, for those of you who are not aware of it, it's basically your layman's entry level to anything technical, whether it's be CAD programming or something as simple as like how to use Adobe Photoshop, how to use Excel, to more complex things such as programming in C or C# or Python or any one of the other numerous languages out there. So once you click lynda.com, it'll take you to a login screen here. The login screen, if you don't have a profile, do not worry. Don't click over here, login. Don't click sign up. Click create a profile. It's important to note that when you want to access lynda.com free using a service, it's pretty much best to save in your browser the Mid-Continent Public Library Business Search Research Database page, and then just have it enter that portal through here. Because if you don't go through here, sometimes if your browser doesn't cache the password in the login, or if it redirects you to their primary site, their non-library site, it won't let you log in properly. So I'd recommend accessing, when you want to go to lynda.com, go to the library and just use this link, and that will always take you to this. Once you create the profile, it takes a few minutes, you'll be able to log in directly. Once you log in directly, it'll take you to here. Now, one thing I'd add is also the library offers 24-hour access to lynda.com, but the Mid-Continent Public Library often, I think it's about 7 days a week. They might not do it every day, but most days of the week, between midnight and 1 a.m., they reset the databases and do all their computer maintenance work. And as a result, the lynda.com apparently cannot confirm with the Mid-Continent Public Library that you have an active account through them sometimes. Like you can't order books online. If you want to go in here and you want to go back here and you want to order a book and you want to say, I want to look for a book up here, between midnight and 1, pretty much 7 days a week, it's not available. Likewise, I've run into some trouble in the past where lynda.com didn't let me log in between midnight and 1 as well. So when you get here, you can basically pick whatever you want. These courses are wide in variety, as you can see, and these are not your simple everyday classes. This is a wide variety. This is from nothing to you want to go advanced. There are more advanced educational programs out there, such as the Safari Wiley Online is pretty advanced, and there's other places that you can go depending on what you want to learn. but this is a very good wide variety of information for basically anybody who wants to get up to speed on something. I've watched, like, for instance, all the FileMaker videos through here. Those are awesome videos. They're Chris Ippolito. They're done very well. Very comprehensive. AutoCAD, the Adobe Photoshop. So you go, well, how many videos really are in here? That's the question. Is it like just, am I getting like a partial access, or am I getting like a student version and I only get limited enough some of the stuff? No, the answer is that you get everything when you do this. You get full access to all Lynda.com. So to answer the question, well, there's 29,981 results for Adobe Photoshop. So we could ballpark about 30,000 videos or sections of videos. Now, if you're looking at videos, I'd really highly recommend that if you're new to this and if you're just trying to learn it, don't just click videos and search videos. And the reason why is this: it can lead to results that can be confounding. If you just search videos and you don't search courses or learning paths, if you just go to videos, you might get a video that covers the subject you want but out of context. For instance, you might be learning something about Photoshop and you want to say, oh, here's a keyword I want to learn on Photoshop. You search it and it comes back as, oh, here you go, here's a video relating just to that. But let's say you're learning Photoshop to do something that you might want to convert over to InDesign for, print display, but it's Photoshop having to do with Adobe Premiere, which is video production. So what I would say is, instead of trying just to search the individual videos, I would look at the courses and look inside those courses. So when you get this result back, I would probably immediately click courses for Adobe Photoshop. Then you can kind of look and kind of say Adobe mobile apps for designers. Well, if you're doing that kind of stuff, that's probably what you're looking for. If you're looking for, there's going to be one in here for Photoshop Sketch. There's going to be ones in here for photography, for drawing, for web design. All right. Now, as a general rule, and these are all individual courses. If you look at the length, this is 17 hours. All right. The one-on-one advanced courses and all the Adobe courses, by the way, are usually the most comprehensive. The other thing that you can look at is if you ever want to type in Adobe anything, or actually a lot of the courses that are on here, if you type in the word essential, and if you spell it right, if you type in the word essential, you're going to get all the essential courses. When they say essential, what they really mean to kind of say is they're going to say these are the courses that this gives the information that you really need to do it. Like, say for instance, if we went Adobe Photoshop Essential, and I gotta learn once again to spell it correctly. There we go. So if we go to courses, we're going to get right here the primary stuff. All right, and then here's the main one right here for photography. If you just need to learn how to use Adobe Photoshop for photography, there you are. If you just need to know the basics on how to do everything, there you go. If you need to be able to use Premiere Pro, like remember I was saying earlier, was Premiere Pro and how it links with Photoshop, you'll get these kind of results that intermix. So basically I would look for the word essential. If you're new to this, I'd really go there. And if you're really looking to really get into it deep, if you really want to know like an entire subject, like you're studying for like a new education or a new career path, you go to Learning Paths. And whoops, I gotta take essential out there. If you go to Learning Paths, what you'll get is, and it might not give me any results for this, I might have to go to something a little broader. Let me go with like let's go with web design. That would give us a good wide group of learning paths for certain. Okay, so here we got learning paths for web design. Well, what do you want to be? I want to be a project coordinator. I want to become a project manager. Here are your web designs. So if we turn around and we say, I just want to see learning paths for, let's go with Adobe Learning Paths. Oh, that didn't give me the way I wanted that result to come back here. Let's do this instead. Let's go with Adobe Let's go with web design. We're going web design. Why did that give us the result we want? Let's see again. See, this happens. Even to somebody who knows what they're doing. So there we go. That's what I was looking for. I don't know why they didn't come up last time. I have to go back and look. So anyway, this is basically if you want to learn how to become like a web designer or a front-end designer, which is a pretty straightforward learning path. You're going to learn a couple simple languages, but what it does is it gives you these right here. You see, I even watched these two, so it gave me a check mark. It said, check mark, you watched those. So what this does is this starts you off with what do you need to know, and then it walks you through user experience for web designers, UX foundations, then basic HTML, basic CSS, CSS2, Java, Git, so on and so forth, all the way down through. And each one has individual courses, and these are basically selected by experts so you can know what to do. All right, so you don't have to say, well, I want to learn how to do a front-end web design, but I don't know what the next step would be. Well, this is pretty much going to walk you through. And the opening courses that they show you are always designed to give you a very broad foundation. So let's go into like here, like JavaScript essential training. One of the key points to note on this is, let's say if we're watching these videos, and to note once again, let me also add, remember you're getting full access to Lynda.com here, so you get the learning file, the exercise files as well. All right, which is really nice. So let's say if you're sitting here watching this video, and let's turn off the volume so we don't hear this guy. Let's say we're like this far into it, and we're sitting there and we're going, okay, well this is pretty important. So we take a note and we go, this is important, right? Little exclamation point. Hit return. Well, what happens is it logs in the time right there of when we type that. So it syncs our notes that we take with the video. So let's say if later on down the road, we're watching a video down here on arrays and we're going, okay, well this is kind of important, but we were covering this stuff earlier and I remember we were talking about, but where was it? What was it supposed to do? Pause it. You can go to your notebook, go back here, and all you have to do is click it, and it takes you back right to where your note was at. So it syncs your notes, which is really nice. So that's pretty much what I would say. And also another thing is I'd recommend, if you're going to watch these videos, get in a habit of being able to watch a video with your playback speed up to 1.25. Because most of these people enunciate very cleanly, and they have very slow deliveries, and you're just going to be wasting time sitting there listening to them pause. And you can, I'll sometimes watch like stuff that I know at 1.75 or even 2. But I'd recommend, if you're going to watch Lynda.com or any instructional video, I would always recommend that you watch it at least 1.25, because the people, when they give these type of lectures, they are forced to speak at a very measured pace, and you just don't need that. And if you do need that, that's fine, but most people don't. So I would highly recommend that. So that's my overview of Lynda.com. It's free through the Mid-Continent Public Library system. All you need to do is get a card. Once you get a card, you can turn around and go to the research databases, choose business, and then choose Lynda, and then boom, set up your account and you're good to go.